Hi all. Good evening. Am I audible? Could anyone confirm, please?
Yeah, hi. Yes, you're on.
Yes, you are audible.
Thanks for the confirmation. So, just give me 1 minute. Please give me 1 minute. Okay. So, previous trainer was Krishna, right? So Krishna was having previous trainer was having some project mismatches, so that he is not able to continue with going with this batch. So I'll be continuing. My name is Manjunath, and I'm an Oracle Apps developer. So currently, I am working in cloud. So I have 5+ years of experience, and I have worked in a couple of MNCs. Okay, and the currently that I'm working is on cloud-based project, which is related to Oracle Apps. It's an Oracle ERP. Okay, so this is all about me, and going further, I'll be going ahead with this particular batch. I'll be taking it forward. Okay, and so far, like is this a first class that you are attending, or the previous? If anyone have attended the previous trainings, or any previous sessions that you have attended so far? Anyone who have attended previous sessions? From Krishna?
Yeah, hi. Actually, I have attended the previous sessions actually.
Okay, no worries. Anyone? Any others? No worries, it's okay. So I just want to check, like, if it is if no one have attended, I'll take it forward with from the first session, or else I can go ahead with the session that has been completed so far. Okay, so no worries, it's okay if so far looks like everyone is attending. Okay, only a couple of them have attended. Okay, any others? No worries, you can feel free. Let's make it as interactive session. Okay, no worries, it's okay. I'm sharing my screen. Kindly let me know once you are able to see my screen. Anyone?
Yes, sir, I'm able to see this.
Okay, thanks for the information. Okay, so everyone is visible, right? Okay, let's go ahead. So currently I am taking a batch in the morning session. It is from morning 6 to 7 o'clock. Okay, this is my batch details. Like what you can do is that you can attend the session if needed, or else we can go ahead with this timing itself. Okay, and so far everyone have attended the group, right? The WhatsApp group, and you have got couple of contact details if needed. Like these are the contact details. You can reach out to the support team if anything needed regarding installation of SQL developer tool, or if you are facing any issues regarding connectivity for any of the drives for previous sessions. If you have to go through the previous sessions, you can reach out to this support team, or else you can drop an email to this particular support team. Okay, they will respond you with all the support that needs to be given. Okay, so along with that, just give me 1 minute. I'm not sure if this QR code supports you or not. No worries. So so far, like let's go with these contact numbers itself. So if you need any support or any help, please drop an email to this particular email ID, or else you can directly contact on these numbers. Okay, support team will be reaching out and they will be helping you. Okay, with any of the, if anywhere you are stuck regarding uh, accessing of previous sessions, or if anywhere like if you are stuck in the installation part of SQL developer tool. Okay, so we can go with the SQL developer tool with the installation, or from the online mode itself directly by creating an account in Oracle site, and we can access. Okay, so either two modes you can go ahead, whichever is feasible for you. You can go with, you can opt for anything. Okay, so if you need installation document will be given, so that you can the setup files will be given. You can go ahead and download it and follow the document, then the tool will be installed in your system. Yes, Ravi, please go ahead. I guess you just give me 1 minute. Let me give permission to everyone to talk. Okay. Yes, please go ahead. So I have unmuted everyone now. Anyone still facing issue with the unmute or not able to talk? Raise your hand. No worries. Let's go ahead. Yes, Rita, please go ahead. Hello. Okay. Let's go ahead. So Oracle, I guess like introduction was given, like Oracle has started with the like in 1977 by Larry Ellison. So it started with a version of 8 initially. So it started with a version prior to 8 version. It was all like no, Rita, I'm not able to. You are not audible. Not able to hear you. Do you want to? Not able to hear you, Rita. Could you please type anything in the chat so that, or else you can reconnect back again to the session? If anyone is facing issue along with Rita, I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, great. Thanks for the confirmation. So, okay, no worries, it's okay. So, Larry Ellison has developed this Oracle tool for mainly for maintaining the database. Like it is only for create. It has started with, as an test instance from version 1 to version 8, like till version 7. It is a test version which was in the initial stages, that was not released to the public for accessing of the database. Then thereafter, from version 8, it went on public. So so from version 8, like it was started with an internet based relation like 8i, then it started with 10g. So I is nothing but internet versions. So with the help of internet data, with data, with the help of internet, the database used to get connected, and communication needs to be happened. But then thereafter 10g and 11g came into picture, which is a grid format. Though with the help of grids, the connectivity used to be happened. And then thereafter, after 11g, a 12c version came into picture, whereas C is nothing but a cloud version, whereas database will be used to get handled from the cloud itself directly, instead of storing any of the data in the servers, physical servers. Data is getting stored in the cloud format. Okay. So grid is nothing but like connectivity of connecting of one server to another servers in the format, in the chip format. Okay. So there is no difference with internet, grid and cloud. Only thing is that the database, the storage of database that we store is getting better and better in going version by version. Okay. So usually whenever, if we recollect the things, like whenever any database that we used to store earlier used to be happen in the in server, physical servers. So now database use has become vast. So maybe it may be due to usage wise or population wise. Okay, the data has become bigger and bigger. So for this, a solution came into picture, which is of cloud. So instead of storing it individual servers, the data is getting stored in the cloud, where it gets synced with all the servers at this simultaneously. At one go, I can store the data in one server in the cloud. This server database, I can access it from everywhere, so anywhere. Okay. And I can go ahead and in no need of storing the data in one physical server and then syncing it up with other servers as well. So instead of doing that, I can directly store it in a cloud database, and from cloud, I can go ahead and access it from anywhere. So that is the better version of cloud that is happening as of now. So the 22C is the version that is happening, which Oracle has given. And this 22C is the recent version which has been released. And this is a better format of version, we can say. But 22C occupies a lot of space whenever you try to install in our local machines. So we recommend all our students or any related to any of the version that we are using, better go with the 19C, which is a better format with the like minimum storage. You can go ahead and create the objects, whatever the development that you need, you can go ahead and do. Like for practice or for anything, you can go with the 19C version. Okay, 22C captures a lot of memory. So 19C is the recommendable one. Okay. So cloud is just a version difference, that's it. So there is no need of targeting more on the I, G and C and all. Okay, because we usually target more on the data that we are getting created. So it is the cloud version, that is a better form of version that we will be accessing the cloud data from with the help of cloud. Okay, instead of storing the data in our physical servers, any organization prefers storing of data into the server directly in the cloud, so that maintenance will be so we can reduce the maintenance cost. Okay, the provider who gives the service with the help of cloud, let's say we have a couple of service providers who provides cloud-based servers, so that we can get a subscription from the team and then we can use it, so that we no need to maintain, we no need to spend anything on the physical servers. Okay, so that maintenance happens from the service providers itself. So it is more cost effective. Okay, it is more cost effective. Along with that, we can sync all the objects, like whatever, if the database can be synced anywhere, like whatever, let's say if we are using 10 applications, so 10 applications can be connected or synced with one physical cloud server. Okay, this is all about the versions of Oracle SQL developer, or Oracle we call. And let's move on to the next slide. So there are a couple of other service provider, like unlike like we have multiple products. Like if we take one product, there can be multiple other competitors as well. So we got it right. So along with one product, like let's say we have let's go with the car manufacturing. Okay, So only one car manufacturing will not be there. So there can be n number of multiple competitors. Let's say if we have Tata Motors, or if you go with Mahindra, so these are rivals we call. Okay. So just like that, we have other competitors along with Oracle, which is so if we see Oracle database that we call from our end. So from Microsoft, we have SQL Server. This is also a database tool where we store the data and we write. So we write all the SQL commands and try to store the data and do a couple of manipulations or insertions, or use it, store the data and use it for the future purpose. So IBM has also developed one of the product which is related to Oracle, that is DB2. Okay. And along with this, we have a couple of other database tools which are freewares, like which is Postgres, Teradata, okay, NoSQL kind of things. But popular ones out of this popular ones, Oracle DB, which is most prominent and which is widely used in most of the organizations and most of the projects. Okay. And so let's get directly into the let's jump into directly for SQL. Okay, let's get into the SQL major thing. So SQL comes under structured query language. Okay, this is an Oracle database where we go ahead and write a couple of commands. So if we have to store any data in my server, or let's say if I have to store the data, so Oracle has given us a particular tool or couple of tools in which we can go ahead and write couple of commands. With the help of commands, we can store the data in our database. Okay, so let's say, for example, like if we are connecting it to the Facebook or Amazon or any other portal. Okay, let's say if we have to connect to Facebook or any of the, let's say if we are connecting it to the Flipkart or any shopping application. So first thing first is that we have to log into that particular portal. So if we have to log into that particular portal, a particular profile will be created for every users, right? So every user has its own profile. So if a profile needs to be created, first we have to give our information to that particular application. Only then they can go ahead and store or create a particular profile to us, to a customer. Only then he can go ahead and log in and use that particular application, right? So while giving the details to that application, what they does is that they store that information somewhere. That storing of data information will be done in the databases. So next time when you come back or try to access that particular application, what it does is that it will once again ask for your profile details. So once we give our profile details, what it does is that it will go and verifies whether the particular profile name, the name which we are entering, matches with the data that has been already provided or not. Okay, this is way, like this is the way that they will get to know, okay, if this is a existing information, then they will be asking for the username or password, like related information. Okay, if the data matches, then an access will be given to that particular customer to their profiles. So to provide this access, first we have provided a couple of information to them, right? This data is stored somewhere. Okay, this data is stored somewhere in their databases. Okay, so this data, the data which is stored in their database happens in Oracle. If they are using Oracle application, like if they are using application related to Microsoft, then Microsoft related in the SQL server, the data will be stored in their database. If they are using application of DB2, then data will be stored in their database of DB2 application. So then they will try to match whether the data that has been provided earlier and the data that is providing today will be matched. If the data matches, then the access will be given to that particular profile to the customer, and he can go and use the application. Okay. So here providing of data, like once we provide data, the data is getting validated first. So this validation happens in the database with the help of Oracle, couple of commands that we write. Okay. We will get to know like how to write couple of commands and make sure that the data that has been provided earlier, okay, is matching with the data that we are providing. Okay. This can be written with couple of commands. Okay, all this information we will be seeing in the further sessions. So so that we will get comfortable with SQL queries, and with the help of SQL queries we will be writing a logics in PL/SQL. Okay, so first we will be going through SQL commands. Once we learn the SQL commands, how to write the SQL commands, then we will make sure we will write a logics, couple of logics. With the help of this SQL commands, we will write a logics. Okay, this logics will be written in PL/SQL. Okay, so that we will be achieving our target. Okay, here let's say the target is checking of information. Let's say if we are logging into a Facebook page, so the data which is already there in the database matches with the data that we are providing now. So if the data matches, we will be giving access to that particular customer to log into their profile and access that application. So this can be achieved with SQL and PL/SQL. Okay. Let's say, and in other example is that like if whatever the example that you take, the real-time scenarios that you are following nowadays, like everything is done with the help of database itself. Without database, no application will be running or no application will be accessible. Okay, only with the help of, mostly with the help of in the backend, only with the help of database everything happens. So that it is widely used and very powerful so far. Okay, so and again, like let's say a couple of commands that we come across is that DML operation, DDL operation. Okay, so let's go ahead with the basics first, then we will be walking. So this is the major commands that I'll expand this. Okay. As we are in the initial stage, what we can do is that I will be walking you in the high level. Okay, once we get the information about on the high level, then we can jump into the commands and write in the real time how we can write a command and access and do couple of queries, okay, with the help of SQL. So here if you see, SQL contains couple of SQL is divided into couple of statements we call. Okay, so SQL has DDL commands, DML commands, DRL commands, TCL commands, and DCL commands. So what are all these commands? Okay, so if you see what if we divide or if we segregate one by one, if you see data definition language, DDL command is nothing but data definition language that we call. So when we have to create a couple of tables, like earlier we have seen, like data needs to be stored in the database, right? Oracle database, in the Oracle database, we will be storing the data in the form of tables. Okay, in the tables we have columns. Every table we have columns. Okay, so every column will be filled with the data. Let's say, like let me take or a new slide over here. Okay. Let's say okay, if you see over here, let's consider this as a table. Let's say table name is customer details. Okay, So I need to store a customer details related information. So in Oracle, what happens is that we have to create a table first. Let's consider customer details is my table name in which I need to store the data. Okay. In Oracle, whatever the data that we store will be stored in the form of within tables. Okay. Within tables, we have columns, rows and columns. Let's consider these are the vertical ones, whichever we see over here are the columns. Okay. The horizontal ones that we see over here are the rows. Okay. Let's say column name is customer ID and customer name. Okay. And his, let's say his address or okay, address, contact number. Okay. And last one will be email ID. Let's consider this way. Here, if you see, my table name is customer details. Within customer details, I need to store the data. So if I have to store the data, I need to follow a proper syntax or a structure I need to follow. Only then I can go ahead and store the information. If there is no proper structure, what happens is that I will be storing like this. Let's consider there is no structure. Let me create a new slide within which I'll be like this. I don't have a structure, proper structure, but I need to store the data in my database. Okay, let me store like this. Customer name. What I will try to do is that I will try to okay. Yes, Shravya, please go ahead. You want to ask something? Please unmute.
No, nothing from my side.
Okay, I can see that your hand is raised. Okay, I'll lower it down.
No, actually.
Okay, no problem. No problem, Star. You can mute. I've lowered your hand. So if anyone has any doubt, please raise your hand. We can stop it there and go ahead with the doubts. Okay. So let's say I need to store the data of customer information in my database, but let's consider there is no proper structure that we need to store. So what happens? I will be storing it like this. Let's say location is Bangalore. Then contact number is something 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then address, customer ID is 112233, and email ID is abc@gmail. Let's consider this one record I have stored for customer Manju. Now let's say I need to store a customer Anil. Let's consider this. Anil, instead of storing customer name, let's consider there is no proper structure. Okay, as we said, instead of storing name over here, I'll be storing his location. Let's say Hyderabad. Contact number is 123. Name is Anil. His ID is 22311. And his email ID is cbd@gmail.com. Okay. Now let's say I will be going with another customer. So here what I will try to do, I'll be storing for another customer, I'll be storing email ID dec@gmail, and his customer ID, I'll make sure that 4234, something else like that, and his location is Chennai. Okay, and his ID we have given, contact number is 9837, and name is, let me take one name from Prashant. Okay, so this way I have stored the data in my database. Now let's say, for example, I need to fetch customer details. I need to extract customer names. How do I fetch if the data is not arranged properly? There is no proper structure that I have stored the data in my database. So if I have to extract customer related information, so I need to manually allocate one particular resource who will go through, who will read this entire sheet, okay, entire data, and go one by one saying that, okay, one particular resource I have allocated, let's say one employee got allocated for extracting the customer names. So he will be going through like this. Okay, this entire row he will go through. Okay, he will come to know that, okay, this is the name, and he will copy paste it in one location. Then again he needs to go to the next row. Let's consider next record. Again he will be reading one by one. Okay, Anil is the customer and I need to save it somewhere again. So again next record I will go. So doing this is a manual effort which consumes a lot of time, and there can be manual errors when there is a manual interference. So to avoid all this, what Oracle has given is that Oracle has given a proper structured format in which we can go ahead and store the data in our database. Okay, so in that proper storing of data in our database comes with the form of tables. Okay, we will be creating a table. Within that table, we will be creating couple of columns. These are called columns. If you see, customer ID is my column. Customer name is my column name. Address is my column name. Contact number is my column name. Email ID is my column name. Within these, whatever the data that I will be storing, I will make sure that data is stored within this format itself. Got it? So whenever I am trying to insert record, I'll be inserting this way. 1, 2, 3 is my customer ID. Customer name is Manju. Address is Bangalore. Okay. Contact number is 987. Email ID is abc@gmail. Again, if next coming with the next, if I have to store the next record of customers in this row, I will be make sure that customer ID is 234. Whatever the details that we have taken, Anil, right? Anil, and his location is Hyderabad. Contact number is 789. @gmail.com. Again, next record. If I have to store the next record, what I will do is that I will be storing the record in such a way that 456 is my customer ID and name is Prashanti and location is Chennai. Contact number is 879. Okay. Something. Okay. Gmail. Ignore for now. Just giving an idea on high level. I'm not going with the exact records. Okay. So if I have stored the data in this format, how beautiful it is. Just look. So there is no need of allocating a particular resource. I can automate this process. So if I have stored the data in this format, in a well-arranged format in my database, what I can do, there is no need of a particular resource going, no need of making a particular resource go sit here and fetch all the customer related information. I no need to allocate a particular resource once again, because I have already created a particular table in which data is getting stored in a well-arranged format. I can automate this. In future, if I need to fetch customer related information, I can create a report. I can write a couple of queries. Okay, I can write a couple of commands. With the help of couple of commands, I can write a query saying that select customer name from the table name, like select customer name from customer details. Okay, where it will fetch all the details related to customer name will be extracted automatically, right? So that I can avoid the errors, future errors, and I can avoid the clumsiness of the data which is stored in the database, right? I can avoid most of all the errors. So just by arranging the data in a well-structured format. Okay. So to arrange the data in the well-structured format, we have to go through all these commands. If we get to know what exactly create does, what exactly alter does, what exactly rename does, and truncate, drop, and if we get to know what exactly insert command does, what exactly update command does, what exactly delete command does, if we get to know all this, then we will be up to the mark, saying that we are we have got most of the knowledge in SQL. Okay, if we know only this, I'm not saying we will be perfect to 100%, but if you know what exactly DDL command is within data definition language, what commands will be used and what is the use of those commands, and in data manipulation language, let's say DML, within DML, what are the commands that we have, and with the help of those commands what we can do, if we get to know, then most of the SQL queries will be easy, and we can write any kind of code with ease. Okay, without any difficulties, we can write our code and we can create n number of reports as per our organization needs. Okay, so this is all about SQL commands. Let's say there are n number of commands again, which we will be walking through on the high level. If please take a screenshot of this, everyone. I'll be giving another 5 to 6. Please take a screenshot of this, or you just take a pic of this particular screen. So this will be helpful. If you keep this stored somewhere, or if you keep this handy, we can say that you will be going further. It will be very easy for you guys to write any kind of commands easily. Okay, thanks for that confirmation. All. So why I have asked to take a screenshot is that going further, we will be going through one by one command, and in most of the interviews, whenever we are going with a fresher level, or even when we are going with the experience level, if you are at a fresher level, our interview questions will be straightforward. Okay, let's say what is the use of it, like what are the commands that we have in data definition language. We can go ahead and explain a couple of them, and within that they will be questioning us what exactly the truncate does, what is the use of rename, what is the use of drop, okay, what is the use of alter. Or let's say they will be questioning us, interviewing us in such a way that what is the use of. Sure, Rita, like I will be I'll be storing this entire document slides in a particular drive folder where you will be getting access. You can, we will discuss once again, like how to get the access to this particular drive folder, and how to access the previous recordings, and how to get the documents as well. Okay, so once we are familiar with these topics, we can say that we are 70% to 80% done with the SQL. Okay, if we are familiar with these topics. So most of our information that we get, like for the interviews, or whenever we are doing any project, or let's say we are working in, if we are working in an organization or in a company, like most of the task that we will be performing in the project is related to this itself, based on these commands itself. If we are well versed on these commands, then we can be confident. So instead of depending on others. Okay, so keep this screenshot handy. So anytime whenever you feel like you missed somewhere, you lost connection, you can go ahead and review this, go ahead and view this screenshot. Then you will get little bit information. Based on that, you can go ahead and write your own code. Okay. So let's say for the fresher level, most of the time that will be straightforward. Like what is a DDL command? DDL is nothing but data definition language. Within data definition language, we will be having these particular commands. Okay, within these commands, they may ask you a couple of questions in detail about what exactly create does, what exactly, if it is a DML they have asked about, they will be asking what exactly insert does, update does, delete does. Okay. And if it is a transaction control language, what exactly the use of commit, what is the use of rollback, what is the use of save point. Okay. Grant and revoke. If you are using data control languages, like mostly this grant and revoke will be performed by the database admins, DBS, we call database admin team. So the admin team will be performing this most of the grant and revoke tasks. Okay. So creating, giving grants to any user. Let's say they have created a couple of users. We will be discussing once again about every command that we come across. We will whatever we have seen here. Okay. But in the high level, I'm just giving a brief about what exactly the commands does and what is the use of them. Okay. So what exactly the grant DB, what database admin teams does is that whenever if any user got created, okay, if they need access to be given to any particular user, based on the grant access, they will be giving grants, okay, to the database, like whether it is a readable grant or writable grant, read write command, read write grants and all. If they have to remove the permissions, they will go ahead with the revoke permission with the help of revoke command. Okay. All this will be done with these two commands mostly will be used by the admin team itself. Okay. And rest of others, all these four areas that we DDL, DML, DRL, and TCL. TCL is nothing but transactional control language, and DRL is nothing but data retrieval language. Okay. All these four commands will be targeted most for the developers, whoever work on the Oracle development projects. These are the primary area that we need to target. If we are perfect on these commands, then we can say that you can be confident on the project that you are working. Okay. So if you are at a experience level candidates, so the commands will be on, the questions will be on this mostly initially, like the starting of 5 to 10 minutes of your interview will be targeted mostly on these particular commands itself. But for experience level candidates, they will be asking in a more little bit tricky way, but the questions will remain same, but that will be little bit tricky. Okay. So whenever any DDL commands, whenever we are performing any DDL commands, so whenever, let's say create is usually used whenever we have to create a table, like earlier we have seen, right? So if we have to store the data in my database, first I need to have a table. Okay. Within the table, I need to have columns. So within these columns, I will be storing the data. So in a well-structured format. So for that reason, we will be using a create command. With the help of create command, I will be going and creating a table. Within that table, I'll be giving the column names. I'll be separating the table with couple of columns. Okay. Within these columns, I can go ahead and insert the records. Let's say insert command, DML operation, it comes under. So when we do DDL operation, it goes automatically saved. Auto commit is nothing but auto save in our database. Whenever we perform DDL commands, whenever we perform DDL, whenever we use these DML operations, the data will not get auto saved. We have to explicitly save it. Either we can go ahead and use the command commit, or if any mistakes has been done, if we notice that there is some mistake that I have done, instead of saving or instead of committing it, we will roll back our transaction. Entire transaction will be rolled back. We can start it from the fresh. Okay. These are a couple of commands. Okay. We will be going through a couple of other commands as well and other functions as well. Along with SQL, we will be discussing more about PLSQL as well. Okay. Once we are comfortable with SQL, with the help of SQL, we will be writing our PLSQL code, where exactly we will be writing our logics. Okay. Exact logic, like let's say if we need to make sure that let's say I have a telecom, if I'm working on a let's say for example, I have a credit card or a debit card in my hand. Okay. If let's say this debit card or a credit card company using Oracle database. Okay. Let's say I am trying to swipe or try to fetch, try to withdraw some amount from the ATM machine. If I have to withdraw amount, first it needs to go ahead and check whether the amount, whether this particular card is active or not. Once the card is active, I need to check whether that PIN is correct or not for that particular card. Once the PIN is correct, I need to go ahead and check whether the funds are available, like amount is available within that particular account or not. So if that amount is there, like whatever the amount that user, the customer is entering, within the limit of that, within the range of the amount, the funds that we have within our bank account or not. All these logics will be written with the help of PL/SQL. Okay, we will be seeing once again how to write a PL/SQL in with couple of good examples. Okay, so this is on the high level, what is the use of SQL and what is the use of PL/SQL. Okay, so so as this introduction or the starting sessions, we can stop for now. Okay, let's catch up for a couple of questions. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand or you can directly speak up. But make sure you will be going one by one. Please don't interrupt others. Go ahead. No worries. Yeah, please go ahead, Rita. Okay, 1 minute. I will allow you to talk. And there are a couple of. Okay, I have given permissions to everyone to speak up. Please go ahead. Rita, not able to hear you. Yes, go ahead, Smriti.
Yeah, actually, I want to know that as you told us that in SQL queries we can fetching the data like creating, altering, like inserting the data as well through SQL queries.
Yes.
So can we do that in you told us? I want to know how it is working, like PLSQL logic, like it is only fetching the data or something like web pages, like.
No. See, Oracle is entirely on the database level. So we will not be writing the front end page. So front end pages like user interfaces, all this will be done with the help of .NET or Java. Okay. So everything, whatever the data that we store, maintain, whatever the manipulations that we do from the backend level, so Oracle does it. With the help of Oracle, we will be doing from the backend, not in the front end. Whatever the pages that you see, like logging into a Facebook page, let's say, for example, the front end page is designed by PHP with the help of PHP, but we are into Oracle. So we will not be targeting on the front end. We will be looking on the back end. Like once the data has been entered in the page, once they click on that submit, this data will be pushed into database. So from the database, the data will be validated, whether the data that has been provided, the information that has been provided from the front end is a valid one or not. If it is a valid one, the username and the password is correct, then the access will be given to that particular customer and he can go ahead and use that application. Okay, if the data is not matching up, if data is not matching up, then we will throw, with the help of exception, the error message will be displayed saying that username or password is not correct. We can go ahead and give a correct valid information. So all this information, the data which is stored in the database, we will be working on that as a backend developer. Oracle is everything related to backend. Okay, not in the front end. Front end, we have other tools like .NET, Java and all. But even for the .NET and Java, you need to have idea on the SQL and PL/SQL.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. Yeah.
Okay, Ranjan. Anyone? You can mute. If you need, you can go ahead, or others. Yes, Rita, like I know you have raised hand, but I'm not able to, you are not audible. Or else what you can do is that you can type it over here. I'm able to see all the charts that you have given. You can type your query. And again, like 1 minute. So whatever the information regarding to the objects, like whatever, if you need to access the recordings, or if you need to access the documents from the portal, what you can do is that you can drop an email or directly call to this particular these numbers, the contact numbers that you are able to see over here, or you can drop an email to this particular support@logiclabstech.com. Okay, drop an email. They will be providing you access on the link where you can go ahead and access all the recordings, previous recordings, and the documents that has been placed in the portal. Okay, and also like you have the couple of contact numbers with a support team who will be reachable 24/7. Okay, you can reach out to this particular support team directly. They will definitely help you with the solution. Okay, if you're stuck anywhere, or else if you don't know the portal details, like the website details where you have to access the recordings or to get the. It's okay, Rita. Like you can restart your system later on, but however, like I got it. Like if you want to access the documents, right? These documents will be provided to the support team. So the support team will be placing the documents in the portal. Okay, a particular portal which is designed, which will be given access to all the students. From there, you can go ahead and access it. Okay, no worries. And any questions? Or else if you need, you can drop an email or you can contact on this. So any others, like let's make it interactive. You can ask any questions. This is not as this is a first session, we are not yet moved into topics. You can ask any general questions. So if we don't have any questions, let's wind up and catch up tomorrow on the same time. Yes, the class will be from Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, we will be leaving for the students for practice. So because, so at least on 2 days, you will have, you will get some time to practice more than on the Monday to Friday. Okay. So 2 days will be off, and from Monday to weekends will be off. Usually Saturday, Sundays, weekends will be off. And from Monday to Friday. Yes. So it is for 6 weeks. So we can extend if all the topics are not covered within the 6 weeks of time. We can extend, not a problem. And the documents will be given and the recordings will be given. Okay. So if you want regarding documents, you can drop or talk to the support team. They will be providing you all the information. And so it is for 6 weeks. It is designed for 6 weeks. But as everyone, like most of the students that have come across are at the fresher level. So it will be difficult to complete the topics, or else it will be very if I rush up by going with just on the high level, most of the students will not be able to cope up or catch up the concept. So we will be going in the initial days, we will be walking very slow till you get comfortable with SQL and PLSQL. So once you are comfortable, then we can rush up, and once you are familiar, then you will get that confidence to write your own queries. Okay. So Oracle is very simple and very powerful. Like it is very simple to understand the general, whatever the terminologies that we use in the general day-to-day lifestyle, the same terminologies will be used. So the same naming conventions will be used. Okay. let's wind up for today. Let's catch up on tomorrow's session. Okay. Thanks for everyone. Like if you have any questions, please ask now, or else let's move on. Thanks everyone. Thanks for attending. Bye. Take care. Bye.